Dana here from IT Path, and I just want to talk about projects a little bit. Projects are a great way. They're a great way to get into IT, start understanding some basic concepts without an incredible investment. For example, this is a Raspberry Pi, and this is a small one. It's Raspberry Pi Zero. I would recommend this project with a Raspberry Pi 3, the full Raspberry Pi instead of a Zero, but I did verify that it works. Here is a Boss DAC, digital to analog converter. And this DAC produces high quality sound, and you can also isolate the power input so that it reduces any interference, any extra buzz or anything like that in the line. This is designed to go right on the same header as a Raspberry Pi. So we can basically put this guy together like this. Whoop, didn't have it lined up. All right, just like that. So what's the point of this? Well, you can put Volumio on the Raspberry Pi. You can put it on your network, and then you can take, I don't have the little dongle right here, but you could take a memory stick with all of your library on it. You can plug it into the Pi, and you can basically play anything you want from your collection over your web browser. You can pull up a web browser. Actually, you pull up the web browser and you can have like this plugged into your stereo, and then you can control from your phone or from any web browser. You can control what you're playing and your song library and all of that. It is super cool to do a project like this. So if you're into audio and you're like, well, I don't know if I could really learn anything about projects with audio and IT. Well, here's a great example, because in that you would learn how to do TCP/IP on this little guy right here to make sure that it was on the right network. You can access it over your network, over your wireless. You could also use it with the larger Pi. The Raspberry Pi 3 is what I had, and I had it plugged straight into my network. But that's a larger one. I actually have that on a different project right now, which I'll probably show later. But this is just a great project. All in all, this project would be about $100, $120, and you would have HD, or a high quality audio player hooked straight up to your amplifier in your house. So if you're a audiophile, it's probably not going to be quite as nice as some of the other more expensive players on the market. However, it's going to produce some pretty good sound, and guess what? You would have done it yourself, that's the cool part, because that's where you learn, is having to dig in and do this yourself. Also, you're going to learn about operating systems, because on this little Pi guy here, you're going to be putting a Linux operating system on there. You're going to be installing Volumio on that, and that's just another great way to learn. So all of this adds up to a little mini experience in tech, and that experience can apply to something, because a lot of times what I'm asking people when they apply for a job is, what are the home projects that you're working on? So what are you doing to advance your knowledge and to be able to say, hey, I've got a HiFi audio player at my house that I put together using a DAC and a Raspberry Pi. That's legit. That's pretty cool. All right. See you guys.